am Max Perez from Digital Octopus. I'd like to start by thanking you guys for the overwhelming support that you guys have showed our company and the brand. I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm here today to answer some questions that you guys have about the CC10 unit, and I'm gonna try to answer also any questions with our devices such as the Wireless Pro and the Wired Pro. So I'm gonna go through my phone. Okay, so the first question is, my car has a Boston acoustic system from the factory. Does the radio integrate with the factory amp and system? The answer to that is yes. So most Camaros have that Boston acoustic audio installed. So even if it doesn't, it still works. We've tested on both. It works plug and play. So all you have to do is plug those harnesses in. Everything's gonna work as it's supposed to. Your steering wheel, controller, everything's gonna work. So the answer is yes to that one. Next question is, does the radio let you customize your incoming phone call sounds? The answer to that, of course, is yes. Okay, so the next question is from a gentleman called Frank. He had a lot of good questions, actually. He had like about 3 questions here that are really good, and I'm actually gonna answer them for him right now. So one of them was, do you lose the radio display info in the HUD? Yes, that is one of the drawbacks from the system, but I'm a daily Camaro driver myself. I've never looked at what track was playing in the HUD display. It's just too small. The resolution is so low. I've never used it, and to this day, I don't use it. So I don't need it. I just look at the radio. Even before, when I was driving with my old unit, if I needed to look at a song or anything, I would just look at the head unit with that little green text that used to come up, and I used to look at it right there. However, you do not lose anything else from the HUD. You still get your speedometer, your temperature, everything else is built in there. So you're still good to go. Okay, so the next question is from Frank again, and his question is, any install harnesses needed to complete the installation, or is everything integrated? The answer to that is everything is integrated. You do not need to buy anything else for this unit to be working 100%. The only thing that you will lose apart from the HUD information of the song is the USB port that sits in the armrest in there. But of course, there's a fix to that. You can get a universal USB plate and run your wire through there and put it there. The way I do it is, I've never used that port in there. Well, I had to use it because I had to connect my phone, to get better audio from the sound, but I didn't like the fact that every time I closed that little drawer, it used to chew on my cable. So I didn't like that. For the CC10, like I said, I have a Camaro daily driver. What I do is I got the wireless Pro, and I put that in my glove compartment, and then I charge my phone directly in the cigarette lighter port. I got this little cigarette lighter port which lets you close it all the way so it looks invisible, right? So I put my phone to charge there, which is great because you could get a 2.0 charger and it'll charge your phone quick, and you can still get the audio and the display from the phone by using the Wireless Pro. You could also use the Wired Pro in that sense too, and you still be good, but if you need to run that wire, you could go ahead and do it if you want to keep it looking like the factory. Okay, the next question is the navigation fully self-contained, or does it rely on your phone with data to get the information? The answer to that is no and yes. Okay, so the phone, you could download maps right into your system. So if you go into Google, there's a section in the app that lets you download maps for the area that you're in. You could download, I believe, I'm not gonna say a number, but I know it's a lot of miles in circumference that you could download that information. Of course, the more you download, the more information it's gonna bring into the GPS, so it's gonna bog down the system because there's a lot of information that it's trying to load, right? But yes, you do not need internet connection or anything else. It could be self-contained if you download the maps from Google, or if you purchase a map that does not require internet connection. Again, I recommend the Wireless Pro or the Wired Pro because then the information, once you connect your GPS, is so much faster because it's grabbing it off your phone. And remember, when you connect your Wireless Pro or the Wired Pro, it's not taking up any space on your phone. It's not bogging down your phone either by showing the map, because it's not a mirror, it's an extension of your phone. So you could be doing one thing here and on the head unit doing another thing. So for example, if you open your GPS on the head unit for using the wireless or the Wired Pro, it will just show you here. You could go into your home screen in your phone, and on your head unit, you could be doing your map or GPS, even playing music, and it's not interfering with your phone. Again, it's not a mirror of your phone, it's an extension of your phone. This is why I highly recommend it when you get the CC10 or even any other Android radio out there. Next question is, does it display incoming text on the screen when you get them? The answer to that is yes, of course. When you get phone calls, if you receive a phone call and you're connected to the Bluetooth on the unit, you're gonna get a notification with the phone number or the name if you have it saved, even text messages. Same thing if you're using the Wired Pro, Wireless Pro, you will get a notification that you got a message. You won't be able to read it. Usually what it does is Siri tells you what the message says. It could read it to you if you want, but you cannot, it will not display on the screen. The next question we get a lot, how do you change the C to F? So the Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, so we got one part of that fixed, which was the AC dials that was displaying Celsius. We made our own modifications, and now we could make it display F. However, on the top status bar, you still will get a Celsius sign, and that's because we're not the creator of the Android system itself, like the Android iOS or whatever you want to call it, the Android software. We create more, of the tweaking part, the graphics part, and the hardware, some of the hardware parts like the canvas, right? So due to that, we're kind of restricted on changing that part of the menu, but we are working on that for the next update. We're actually contacting and in contact with some of the engineers that created the software, so we could tell them, hey, this is what we want and this is how we would like it to work. And with that feedback, we're working back and forth, and we're gonna get that fixed. If you need to get the Fahrenheit right now because you need to know what temperature it is outside without looking at your phone or anything, all you have to do is just download the weather app from the Play Store, and on the top it'll display, next to the Celsius, it'll display the Fahrenheit weather right next to it. So for now, that's my suggestion on how to fix that for now. The next question actually was one of those questions that we get a lot, and I did not have an answer to it. Again, these are some of the features that the developer makes and we don't make. So the next question came from We Fly Here, right? So his question was, how do you take off the floating menu that comes up on top? Personally, I had to reset the system and install my software, and it'll go away. But he called me back and he told me, hey, look, this is how you do it. go to the scroll down on the main screen, just swipe down, and there's a little button that says suspension. Click on that and it goes away. So he figured it out all by himself. So thank you so much. We Fly Here. Follow him on Instagram. The next question is another question that we get a lot. Does it work in standard cars like manual transmission? The answer to that is yes. A lot of people had a question about the reverse camera, if it worked on the manual transmission. The answer to that is yes. Right here, I'm gonna show you a video that came in from one of my clients. His name is Octopus, and he has a manual transmission car, and he was nice enough to share this video with us so you guys could see. So here it is, him putting it on reverse, and of course you're gonna get the camera. Next question we get, of course, a lot since day one. And the question is, are you guys offering sponsorships? At the moment, we're not, because we're a brand new company. We did start it with a budget, but we already used it. So we will not have budget until next year. And that's when, we'll be able to consider more sponsorships. And one of the rules that we have to follow for the company is that if we sponsor somebody, they at least have to have 25,000 followers and up to be able to get sponsorship, recognition. So at the moment, we don't have any sponsorship programs, but we will in the future for people with less followers. Even if it's not a full sponsorship, but at least a partial sponsorship when we have more budget as the company grows. So at the moment, no, but in the future, yes. The next question is the number one question that you guys ask, and it's, when is it gonna be in stock? Well, we have them in stock almost every month. Every month we have stock. We just sell out in 1 or 2 days. This time what we're doing is we're actually doing pre-order, so at least you could reserve one and we could have it ready for you. But there's also a limit on those pre-orders too. So just be on the lookout on our Instagram, and you'll find information. Usually I'll post something telling you guys, hey, we have some in stock, or any news that comes up. I usually put it there. But yes, usually we have radios in stock every month, at the beginning of the month, at the end of the month, sometimes at the middle of the month, depending. It's a really hot item, so it's really hard, to keep up with the demand. Therefore, that's why we're doing pre-orders. If you order for Thanksgiving, which was last week, we will be shipping out on December 15th. That's our approximate date when we're gonna have all the systems ready. Everything's gonna be ready to ship. We're running low on those as well, on those pre-orders, so we're gonna be closing that soon. So yes, December 15th, we're gonna start shipping out. That's our approximate date. It could be days before. I'm expecting days before. Remember, we are in the middle of a pandemic. There's a lot of people not showing up to work, or there's a lot of transportation issues. It's the middle of the holidays. We have a lot of things going right now, so just be on the lookout. If you bought your system, I know you can't wait to get it. We have a whole bunch of orders already in. We're getting those ready for you, and we're gonna ship them out as soon as we have them ready to go. The next question I get a lot is, I just bought my radio, what else do I need to buy? You don't really need to buy anything else. We supply the backup camera, the rear view camera, right? So that's the one when you put your car in reverse, you can see behind you. We also supply a free DVR camera, which is mounted on the windshield, and it'll record the front of the car. So you're getting 2 cameras with the package. You're getting the head unit. So you really don't need anything else. The only thing you probably need to get is the micro SD card that you put inside the camera for the front, from the front DVR. And the only other item I highly recommend, and I can't stress it anymore, is the wired pro or the wireless pro. Those are the two main things. And the reason why I always recommend these items is because it simplifies the unit so much, especially if you're coming from an iPhone, right? This Android system has a lot of features and buttons that, you know, you probably don't even want to do that. You just want to get in your car, put some music on, you know, start playing automatically and find everything right there. And that's what the wired and the wireless pro does. It simplifies the unit. You don't have to be, you know, super techy to use it, and you plug it in and you get the Apple CarPlay. If you have an Android phone, then you get the Android Auto. So highly recommend that. The next question is, did you guys sell overseas? And the answer to that right now is no, we don't. We try to keep everything local. And that brings me to the next question, which I get a lot, is if I bought my radio somewhere else, I'm not gonna specify countries because I have a few, did you guys fix it? And there was one conversation that I have here in my hand, and he's telling me that his radio is acting up, the screen is shutting off, a slew of problems. Unfortunately, he bought this radio outside of the country. We only sell in the United States, so there's no way we could service that radio, and it's not our brand. It's not the radio that we sell. He's told me, of course it is. It's a Digital Octopus radio. I got them from this website. I looked at the website. They're using our images, Digital Octopus CC10, and they're selling it out there. So no, this is not official Digital Octopus merchandise. So if there's any issues that you get, even if you're in the United States and you bought it overseas, we cannot do anything for you. It's just not our company. Those are, you know, fakes. They're selling it with our name. We went into the website. We sent them messages. They actually said that they supply our radios and they do everything for us. That's not true. We do everything here in the US. So be careful with that. Also, be careful if you buy one of these units, because right now there's a whole legal issues that is being initiated because of that situation. And those companies aren't going to be around for a long time. And if you purchase something from them, they're gonna disappear. So you're not gonna have any warranty or anything, anything to back you up just in case something happens. So buy locally. Another question we get a lot is, what is the price? The price is usually between $6.99 and $7.50, depending, when we have specials and all that. But considering it's a great unit, it's a complete unit, you have other options out there that when you buy a dash kit, then you have to buy the CAN bus so your steering wheel could work. Then you have to buy a radio separate. When you put it all together, you're paying $1,000, $1,200. And it doesn't look as great as our unit. So take that into consideration and look into our units more. All right, so the next question I have is a technical question, and the question is, how do I connect my camera? Which wire do I use to connect my camera to on the radio? How do I get the power, right? So that's an easy one. I'm gonna show you guys right here. So what you wanna do is, you wanna grab the power from the camera or the amp, whichever you want to connect, and this is a blue wire right over here. And if you see it on the radio when it's connected, it's called TXD, and that's port number 14. All you have to do is just do a little strip right here and connect your camera wire, which is the one we supply is the RCA with the little red pigtail, and you're gonna splice them together here. use tape, cover that right, because this is 12 volts. You do not want this touching anywhere in the car because you're gonna cause a fire or a short. So be very careful when you do this. There's two other blue wires. Do not connect them to these. We have a few clients who have actually stripped this one instead, and this is for the speaker, this is for the door chime, so you're not gonna get any power from here. So remember, it's TXD number 14 on the radio. Strip it. If you want to connect your amp in there as well, if you want the remote and your camera power, you could grab it from here. Another question that we don't get, but I've noticed it in some of our systems, especially in my system. Like I said, I'm a daily driver, and these are things that you look for, things that I look for, and I want this radio to be perfect, and I want it to be perfect for you. So sometimes you will get a hissing sound from the speaker, even if the volume is all the way down. So to fix that, it's really simple. All it is just the EQ. It's probably too high for the amps. Remember, you're using the acoustic audio, so the Boston acoustic. So it's very powerful. So it's very sensitive. So, but that's a simple fix. All you have to do is go into your EQ. From your EQ, you just click on normal, and that sound will go away. If you want to equalize it, you could go ahead and equalize those, and you're gonna hear the sound again, but then click on normal and it'll go away and it'll stay equalized. So this is a tip for you right there. Here's another question, and this is something we're gonna get on right away. And when are the skins coming out for the radio? So the skins being the wallpapers and icon packs, right? So we're gonna have those soon. We're actually working on those already. We're gonna pick 10 cars from randomly from Instagram. Best 10 cars is gonna have their own graphics pack. So it's not a specific car, but we're gonna make it where anybody could use it. So if somebody has a really nice car with a nice color, we'll base it off of that. There was one from TFB Camaro, but that one is not coming out. We can make something similar. His is a special build. It was just for him, and that was a gift that he got from us for his birthday. So that's not gonna happen. That's one of one, not gonna happen. But we will create something more in the Transformers look-alike thing. We cannot sell them like that again because it's copyright infringement, and we want to stay away from that. So we're gonna make it work for everybody. If you have a white car, green car, yellow, red, black, whatever, we're gonna make a custom theme, to fit your vehicle. Another question is, when is the DO1015 coming out? And the answer to that is gonna be next year, most likely. We're still ironing out some things, so it's not ready to be sold yet. I don't feel that is to the quality that it should be for a customer to pay money and not get what's expected. So for now, it's on hold. There is another unit coming out which is just like the DO1015, but it's gonna be more simplified. It does not accept custom graphics, so it would not accept our custom icons and backgrounds and wallpapers and such things. But it's still a great unit. I highly recommend that as well. We're gonna have that. We don't have a name for it yet, but that's coming out soon, probably before the end of the year or beginning of next year. Eventually, what we want to do is we want to transition into the 2G systems that we have now into the 4G unit. Of course, it's a little bit more expensive, but they both do the same thing. If you drive your car, from here to there, both units are going to be just as good. One of them is actually, the 4G is, of course, it has 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigabyte of storage, and I believe it's 8 core. which is the same as the DO 1015. But other than that, it's a great unit, and not much difference between them physically. They both look exactly the same. So you can see right here, this is the 4G system. A little bit heavier just because it has more components and such. It still has the 3 buttons for unlock, hazard lights unlock. We're working on this unit. As you can see, it's still not ready yet for the market, but this one's gonna be out soon. DL 1015 is gonna be the same as this, but it's gonna support graphic packages, OnStar, all that stuff. We're gonna modify this where it becomes a DL 1015. So even if you buy this unit, it's like buying the DL 1015. It just doesn't have all graphic packages yet. Okay guys, so that's it for the questions for today. If you have any more questions, drop them down in the comments. We will do another video. I'll sit down, get all these questions together, and I'll do my best to answer all of them for you. So again, have a good rest of the year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys soon.